Hey guys, it's Frail. Welcome back to the BattleTech beta, and if you take a little bit of a look at the top right of the screen, you'll see I'm in the public beta stable, which means that, thanks to a recent update, we now actually have the multiplayer section of the game unlocked. Now, we still don't have Mech Lab, we still don't have the scenario, but they've been making some pretty significant strides towards both of those regards, from what I understand, and I can't wait to actually see those come out, because it sounds like the multiplayer, not the multiplayer, pardon me. It sounds like the single-player campaign is going to be pretty interesting, and it's something that a lot of game developers don't focus on to the detriment of the players of the game. It's all about, nope, multiplayer is where the money is, multiplayer is where you make all your microtransactions. No, come on, single-player, you're telling a story, and that's what games used to be, way back in the day, to some extent, before the whole multiplayer rage came about because of the internet, so let's kind of take you in here and show you what this looks like. Now, unfortunately, there's no quick match system, and there's not enough people online in the game. I mean, after all, it is a closed beta, so we can't really count on actually seeing anyone show up with a game here, unfortunately. But it is kind of interesting to see the screens finally and how they'll be presenting these games. So you'll be able to filter by name. You'll be able to pick by connection type, which is kind of weird in this day of age that local is still an option, but at the same time, I mean, if I'm running with a bunch of games on or a bunch of gamers on a LAN party or something, pretty nice to have that setting. Lobby type, well, obviously, if I'm going to be looking for someone's private game, I'll be going in that way, but all in all, not too bad. As for the controls for hosting a game, pretty straightforward. You get to name it, you get to say whether you want this private or not and set a password for it. You get to select any of the pre-existing lance value budgets, and it looks like you can actually kind of force people to a timer for their phases, which is an interesting thought of how that's actually going to work. I mean, are we talking like an individual phase counting as an individual unit and its responses, or are we talking an individual phase as you have to try to get everything done in the game within 60 seconds to queue it up? That's where it's going to be interesting, and I can't wait to actually sit down, and I've been kind of avoiding a lot of the preview videos and everything, just because I really do want to be surprised when this comes out. I want to kind of see what this is going to be all like. But looks like we've got the full selection of maps, we've got the full selection of times of day, and the weather conditions. So pretty cool to see that, actually. All in all, looking interesting, and I can't kind of wait until I have a chance to actually see some of this in action. So hopefully we'll be able to start doing multiplayer soon. And if anyone out there actually has the game and is interested in setting up a match with me, wouldn't mind it being recorded for YouTube, I would get in touch with me through the comments. I'd love to actually go ahead and start getting some multiplayer bouts in. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and set up a single-player fight today. I'm going to actually, normally my approach has been to always take the high ground on this side. We're actually going to try to seize the high ground over on that side. So let's go ahead and sprint across.
I got you.
I don't know if I really like the camera shake in the snow, but I do love the mech footprint showing up like that. So let's go ahead
Awaiting orders.
And pull the awesome in as well.
On my way.
Yeah? What can I do you for? Head
We're
now.
talking up to 100 tons of fully equipped combat mech in here, so it makes sense that there'd be a little bit of ground shaking going on, but oh, look at that. Okay, nothing going on out there, but that's to be expected. I'm not going to see anything until I kind of come over the hill here, if I can even. Kind of realizing I might be piloting myself into a corner if I'm not too careful.
Roger that, Commander. Commander?
Because I honestly don't know if I can even get around on this side.
Be there in a jiff.
You have orders?
I mean, I know the Victor will be able to get around, no problem. He's got jump jets. This is an interesting thought, though, because if I can make it over this way, then I have an option to kind of ambush them potentially from behind if they try to ford the river. If I can kind of hide out just long enough.
Something I can do.
Let's see, we don't want this.
Reporting.
You, Atlas, where's
Standing
my
by.
awesome? I want you to poke your head out first. You get you to poke out your head and see if you see anything. Nothing. Okay, let's
What are your
start
orders,
bringing
Skipper?
everyone else up here.
Acknowledge, Commander. Yes, Commander.
That is a funky way to try to get up that hill. It doesn't really look like it's a passable hill either, which is a little on the misleading side there, but you can only do so much when you've got the textures here. So we're going to see what we can pick up, which is probably going to be next to nothing. Now, it's tempting to want to stay on the high ground, or I can go for the water and go for the cooling. Not exactly sure which is going to be my preferred method. Not seeing any damage. I take it back. That might be some damage here. So they've managed to make it down to the bottom of their hill.
Aye, aye.
Where's the best spot I can park you at? Let's say I want to walk. What if I just want to walk? Move you out just a little bit and leave you nice and open. And meanwhile...
How might I help?
send the Victor and the Atlas sprinting up to the front line because they're going to have the AC-20s. We want them to have the range to get in there.
I'm rolling.
What's up, Commander?
Meanwhile, the Battle Master's also going to have to really kind of run in there, but we're going to have the advantage of cover for that, unfortunately. I can move for a decent 2-hit, but that's going to be about it.
No problem.
And I've got to get him up there, plain and simple, so... But the awesome I want to leave in a nice little sniping position, potentially draw the enemy back into him. And there's our enemy contact there. Like I thought, they were just starting to hit the edge of the buildings here.
Oh, we have company.
Now this is going to make things interesting because, like I said, I don't want to close, actually. You can see some of the damage animations going off in the background there. I really do want to kind of stay farther back. So I think I'm going to be doing is just hunkering the entire force down at this point. I'm not going to really be able to shoot anything. And I don't want to close to shoot anything if I can. The Battle Master's my weakest guy, so I don't mind leaving him potentially exposed up front.
Skipper, what's the plan?
Let's leave the Victor in a brace.
It would be wise to vent some heat.
Yes, it would be wise to vent some heat. You just haven't built anything up yet.
Ready to rock.
Okay, hold the Atlas there. This is weird, kind of letting them come towards my position, but I'm kind of in a good tactical spot. The problem is going to be, once we really get engaged, getting into that water to cool down if I need to. I don't think
Yes,
I
Commander.
will, but...
Keeping it cool.
I have to keep in mind there's our third contact. I haven't seen everyone yet. Okay, so this is ideally the round in which everyone's going to start approaching.
Reporting.
Yeah? What can I do you for?
kind of want to draw him forward, but I've got no... If I draw him out, I have no actual... Nothing I can actually do here. Okay, I've picked up the 4th mech on sensors, but that's about it. I'm still in cover in the woods, so we're going to brace at that point. And hope he's going to be silly enough to move one unit out to kind of engage. Looks like the AI is not biting the bait.
You have orders?
Yeah, let's pull the Victor forward next.
Confirmed.
The nice thing is we all have the same capabilities, so that's going to be a definite advantage. Oh, just out of the line of sight.
Confirmed.
I almost do want to sprint and try to get over to this side. Ooh, I have an indirect... Problem is I can't, I won't be able to actually shoot from that position. But I do gain a line of sight on him. And the Atlas can tough out a couple of rounds of indirect fire. So we're going to do that to gain line of sight, and that's going to help out the awesome shots here. Looks like that's the Victor coming in, but with a jump attack, not surprised to see it not hit very well there. Apex,
Commander?
you're up, and you have a beautiful line of sight, I believe. What is your... The arm attack is giving me a little bit of a modifier, but not too bad. That's the Battle Master, so let's go ahead and give it a little bit of pain.
Confirmed.
Nice solid hits, all 3 PPCs. And this one is going to be a super grindy bout, ladies and gentlemen, because they're assault mechs. They're carrying a lot of armor. Some solid hits on the Atlas there, but not too worried.
Standing by.
Awesome. I want to continue my efforts here. Higher percentile to hit. This is going to warm me up quite a bit.
Affirmative.
Okay, it's spread out across the board, but that's pretty good. Now I can concentrate on my guys on the ground and what they're going to be getting this time. Got some indirect fire going on with the Atlas.
That hit me.
Injury to ozone, not too good.
Orders?
Let's see, if I leave him there, I've still got a range shot. If I don't, I'm pulling him out of line of sight.
What's the plan?
The alternative is I can attack from here. Decent hits on everything that I've got with the Victor. And he's got the mobility to jump out with a future shot, so let's go ahead and kind of keep more in and play that element. Some nice solid hits on him there. He is now unsteady. If I can keep winging him like this, I have a decent chance of potentially knocking him down. Of course, the same also can be said for the Atlas.
Something I can do.
So we need to kind of let him keep taking punishment here. Some excellent shots from his Battlemaster counterpart.
Target marked.
Was that enough to send him over? Not quite. Ouch, that is gonna hurt. Okay, so the Victor's taken to the skies. That's okay, because then what I can do now is I can back up. It's going to be a partially obstructed shot. Something I haven't pointed out previously is if you look between on that ridgeline where the tracing goes into kind of a darker red, that's going to be an obstructed shot, so I really do not want to fire from there. That's an indirect shot, which will give me the LRMs in action. That's a little better. That's a little better. But some additional heat-sinking capabilities and keep him kind of close to the front line still. I like that approach. Victor is overheating himself pretty badly, so we don't really have a good shot from there. Not with that modifier, so we'll hold off on the AC-20. Everything else, since we're in the water, go for it.
Firing.
Low chance to hit, but I might as well try to add to this reserve. Pretty tight grouping on the torso there. I like that. Didn't hit with everything, but that was good enough, I suspect. So the problem I've got now is that Victor needs to go down. He's basically spotting for the opposing side. It looks like Paradise is going to be having a little bit of problems here.
Reporting.
So we're going to... It's actually very tempting to counter melee him here. But it's going to expose me to a lot of enemy fire, so we do not want to play his game.
Coordinates confirmed.
We just simply back up and contribute a little bit of fire. When he misses wide, everything else is doing a pretty good job of landing. I also don't have to really worry about that Victor anyways because he's overheating, so he can push himself another round, but... It's okay, that's some fire spread out to the Battlemaster now. I'm okay with that because that means I'm splitting up my fire very nicely.
What's up, Commander?
If we move you into the force and keep your
Piece of
view,
cake.
I'll have a better shot at hitting on a lot of your crap here. Let's see. Or do I just want to drop the PPC? That's going to get me a little bit of extra oomph out of that, because that's 100 points potential damage versus the 50 there for the PPC.
I'm gonna make some trash.
AC-20 critted, that's the right arm, and that is his primary weapon damage.
Oh, come on, it's like a steam bath in here.
Oh, relax. You know, he'll be fine. Head hit on ozone again? Wow, he is just not having a good day here.
Confirm.
I might want to... It's going to put him in range of 2. Can I just keep reversing you?
Gen 4.
Do is try to deliver a little more pain downrange. We'll throw the AC-20 into play this time as well.
Firing.
There's the right arm gone. That's the AC-20 on the Victor out of play. Along with the torso, the ammo. Oh, that Victor is having a very bad day now. Excellent shooting on his part. The Victor is having no more of this. He wants out.
Aye, aye.
Which unfortunately now means that Apex is up here with no targets. But you know what? That's okay because I can brace her and cool her right now.
That'll keep my heat down.
Perfect. That's exactly how I want you to play this, Apex. Almost called you Ajax. Looks like the AI is going to be playing a little cautious this time.
Yep.
Okay, so in order to engage anyone, I've got to
for?
actually be able to see someone first. So let's go ahead and bring him in.
Consider it done.
Nice short range. He fired his jump jet, so he's still going to be keeping his heat up. And that means I've got to be careful about mine. Drop the SRM-6. Throw an additional laser. It's going to overheat him. Let's run him right on the ragged edge.
I'll
Not a
make
great chance to hit
him
anyways. That's still pretty good damage there. I like
So
that.
out of here. I'm gonna puke.
Ooh, that's a solid AC-20 shot there. That must be the Hunchback, must be the Atlas down that way.
Took one in the gut.
And another head hit. This guy is doing really good for head hits over here.
Awaiting orders.
Apex, while I've got line of sight on the Victor, I want you to see what you can do about him. Do I not have line of sight? Yeah, you do not have line of sight. In order to get line of sight, I would have to move downhill. Okay, so it's not going to be...
Awaiting orders.
be him. Let's kind of keep front arc that direction. Let's see if we can keep pounding him. Overheat warning, drop the missiles, still pretty high. Drop that and include the SRMs instead.
Target acquired.
Oh, that's a pounding in the head.
That's critical hit.
Ow! If this were tabletop, that mech would be down hard with an AC-20 to the head like that. Okay, looks like the Battle Master has decided to come play, which makes me feel better about keeping the awesome up on the ridge there.
Good here.
I'm not too worried about these guys being able to advance into the Awesome's line of fire. So we're just going to kind of keep going ahead and
Engaging
fun
target.
with the Battlemaster here. Oh, come on, an 80-85% chance and you miss one? Wow. Nope, the Victor has decided to go into melee mode.
Hey, I'm losing armor over here.
Ooh. That's a good thing to have happen when you're in a melee with a person. Alright, so I could move to provide indirect fire, I could move to provide blocked direct fire, or I could take steps close to close the range with the Battle Master. Do both. You are not a... You actually have the bulwark capability, so let's just go ahead and stand still then at that point. I mean, extra evasive's really not going to help me, so... From here... let's drop the LRM 20 to... no, might as well do it just to... Actually, no. It's the heat. Out of the water. Took that in the arm. I like that. And there goes that arm. That was the PPC on the Battle Master. So now I've denuded 2 of his mechs of their primary weapons. Oh, he weathered that.
I may need a new mech soon.
Yeah, you might, for that matter. What we need to do is...
Yes, Commander.
Get in here. And go for melee. This is going to be on his right side, which is wide open. He didn't do anything to shield himself against this. This is going to hurt. 14 points left in his center torso. Shot to left torso again. That's not good. Battlemaster still got his right weapon, his right arm, so he's got the PPC though.
Right here.
But that's about it. Let's go ahead and take you back up and get you up. Let's see what we can do from there.
Alright, I'm up. Let's go.
I'd say go for it.
On my way.
And right leg, the center torso. Gotta load, transfer damage. Okay, so that target's down now, so the only thing these guys could really do would be to fire downrange on the Atlas, but bulwark, so I've got a little bit of damage reduction going on. I need to start thinking about pulling him back a little bit.
Standing by.
Apex is up on the hill, has a pretty decent shot down here on the Atlas. Or not the Atlas, the Battlemaster. So let's go ahead and take that again.
Firing on target.
There we go, with a nice knockdown. I would like that. And he's already fired, so I could primarily keep the... no, he's not already fired. I thought he already moved. Oh, no, that's right. The incoming fire to the Atlas came from down the river. It looks like he is getting upset enough to want to close in. It's not good for those medium lasers and machine guns that Battlemaster's sporting. So Ozone, where are you? You are not through. So even if I do a melee attack and hit with 140 points of damage, I'll take out an arm and the torso. They'll knock out a lot of his main weapons, but he's still got 3 medium lasers down there, and he's still spotting for missiles. Actually, he's going to have that no matter what I do, and I'm running a little warm on heat. So staying in... That tree does not count. That soul tree does not count for cover, unlike the BattleTech maps. Let's back up a little bit here.
Location confirmed.
And we're going to just go ahead and fire the whole kit and caboodle into him. There's the left arm. Oh, and we set off the machine gun ammo. Now, tabletop, that would be a death sentence for that mech, because that would be 200 points worth of damage going off internally. It looks like in the beta here, that is not the case, fortunately. Or I suppose you could say that is the case. Oh, BattleTech joke.
Reporting serious armor loss.
Oh, hang in there, Ozone, you'll be fine. You're not out of... Oh, now you've got an option to surrender now, instead of just closing out. So, let's see. We're going to go ahead and stay right where we're at and give him another pasting. Oh, that headshot! Wow! The Atlas may survive this one, because it looks like that is going to force these guys to move up in order to engage. Downside is that's going to force me to consider moving Apex here.
Awaiting order.
Especially with the damage to Paradise and Sumo. But that's okay. Sumo, we can get close enough, I believe. Just to... Oh, it's the Atlas. Oh, crap. Oh. He's not looking forward to this fight.
Oh, you want some of this?
Well, let's get started chewing away at it. Good news, since the Atlas has already moved up, I'm in pretty good shape.
Yes, Commander.
And it's AC-10. If I shoot from there, I've got a 75. Heat's not a problem. Do I want to keep you further up the hill? Yeah.
Of course.
Keep you a little further up the hill and away from the easily blowing up guy. Let's toggle those medium lasers back into range and go
As
for
you
it.
wish.
Right torso hit there on the AC-20. Not enough to really do much serious to the arm. The arm, or the armor for that matter.
Yes, Commander.
Apex, let's see what you've got for shots downrange. Gonna be solid percentages to hit. This is going to overheat you though.
Taking the shot. Getting a little
2
pumpy,
solid
Commander.
hits. Well, we've managed to take out not much of anything on armor. Meanwhile, the Battlemaster is going to... Oh. Yeah, I don't see Sumo lasting this fight. Unless I pull Sumo back entirely, there is not much of a chance of him having a really good time with this. So what we're going to have to do is probably just kind of stay steady on our shots here. AC-20 is not exactly good. I can't look at the odds because of the way that this particular GUI works for this. Throw the LRMs at him again, though. Actually, there we go. Let's see what we got. Long range and refire. Whereas, if I move them up, let's see what we would have from here. Much better shots. Even from there, okay. I want a good shot on that AC-20. It's going to risk it because I'm going to be putting myself in fire range from the mech down range. It's got to be the awesome down there, which is why I'm also a little worried about closing in too far. They're good enough percentages, I'm not going to waste my focus on him yet. Especially because when you use the focus, or the Fury here, and focus your mech warrior, though that gives you a 95% to hit, that also means that that starts building up Fury faster on both sides. So you make it easier for the enemy to start using Fury on you. So I don't want to kind of start that ball rolling just yet.
10-4.
Oh, and the AC-20 shots wide. That was the only reason I moved up. Trying to get more hits on that. Alright, good news is the left torso on the Atlas is looking a little chewed on. Bad news is... that's a lot of... wow! He just went straight into internals there.
Right here.
Okay, well, let's see. You're dead meat at this point. Even doing, trying to pull you back a bit further is not going to save you. You are just not long for this world, so let's, take the shots we can here.
Got him.
2 lasers miss. That's good. Now, if I can hit that torso, we do have ammo in that location, which is good.
Reporting.
And I think that Paradise is probably where I'm going to actually want to spend some Fury points here. Or maybe not. That's still pretty good shots to hit. If I can nail that left torso, that would be great, because that's his... it's basically all of his ranged attacks. I'll force him down to the main gun. I will certainly be happy to take that, so let's go for it.
Marking on
That's...
target.
yeah, that's the right torso into the internals, which is good. That would knock out the AC-20, and he's knocked down, too.
I need to cool off.
Definitely hurt.
Aye,
And again, so is this because I've got a called shot. If I can knock out... I do not want to shut you down. It's going to overheat you. Well, this would give me the breaching shot, because I don't have cover or guarded, but it really doesn't matter this time around, does it? I would actually drop it down a little bit. So let's go ahead and go with 2. That'll build up a little more heat, and then I'll make my next shot, the breaching shot, to cool it down a little bit. But I want that torso. How much have we got left there? 93. It will... they're both going to have to hit to take it out.
We'll go.
Nope, not enough. I got one of the hits in, but that was about it. And I suspect that this is not going to be a good day for the Battlemaster. Oh! Yeah, he is in trouble now. Now he's lost the medium laser.
That hit a thing.
And is knocked down.
Shit.
Orders.
I still cannot close to fight him. But, and I'm not even engaging on the weak side of the armor, unfortunately.
Awaiting orders.
And I can't get close enough to take advantage of that, so let's get him into the water then.
Location acknowledged.
Let him cool down a little bit. And keep plinking away is the best I can do. Don't overheat, that's about it. Some nice damage to the leg, but not what I'm really looking for.
It's getting hot in here!
Looks like he is maneuvering for the nasty shot on Smoke. There was no way he was going to win that battle once he took that nasty hit from the Victor earlier on.
Yep.
So if I close to there, I'm going to get that. If I shoot from here, same 2 hits. This is where I am actually going to burn a focus now.
Mech warriors, show them what you got.
I need a nice solid hit on him from here.
I got you.
And that includes making sure every shot lands. There we go!
Reporting. Critical hit.
That's the shot I wanted. That's two of his 3 primary weapon systems are down.
Standing
And
by.
Apex has everything she needs. With just one slight problem. She's gonna overheat, but I need it.
Taking the shot.
I needed that knockdown. Okay.
I'm starting to cook.
So the good news is the Atlas is down its missile weapons. It's gonna make it a lot harder for him to knock me down. The problem is now we're into good old Atlas. Ow! That's the right arm, and that's the AC-20 down. I do not want to go slugging with this guy from the rear arc. This is the other problem. Now I've got to really worry about how I'm maneuvering on him. Come on. Yeah. UI still a little... There we go.
I got you.
You want to play the punching game? I am more than willing to get into that punching game with you, because even if he does approach within fire range, I can weather a shot on the Atlas at least. The Victor not so much, of course.
Ah, that wasn't good.
And a knockdown on the Victor.
Ah, I've been wounded.
Was that a secondary
Shot
shot?
got through my armor.
That's a secondary shot off the awesome downrange. Very nice
Yes,
to see
Commander.
the UI
Yes, Commander.
going to that extent. Let's get you back up. It's not often you see the UI on a lot of other games willing to use all the special abilities. It may kind of feel a bit like a cheat, but... let's do a... I cannot move to take advantage of that melee. Alright. It's the best I can do.
Moving out.
Got a good chance of it. There we go. Right torso, right arm, right torso to the center. Alright, now
Commander.
Apex can potentially cool down a little bit. In fact, I'm actually going to start moving her down in support just in
Moving
case.
to position.
Still going to be very careful with her up there, but...
Battle mech power-up detected.
Okay, so the awesome shut down from heat at the end of the last turn.
Yep.
I need to get you within visual range, and that's how we're going to have to do it. Because I don't dare take the Victor in right now. He's got almost no weapons left to speak of at this point. Hold off on that LRM. Because I completely forgot about it. Which would have really helped with the unsteady.
Awaiting orders.
Same thing here. You've obliged me by standing still, so let's fire
Affirmative.
downrange. With a knockdown. The Atlas awesome combo here is pretty darn good, actually. They have been decidedly mopping up on all of these hits. Let's maneuver the Victor in a little closer, so I can potentially lose it next turn, or at the very least, get a called shot. And what do I want to get on an awesome? I've got the LRMs in both torsos and the large lasers left and right arm. But what I would really love to see are camo. Hang on. You've got twin LRMs. I thought you had 3. I keep thinking there's 3 large lasers on that, but no, it's the LRMs that are taking up the bulk of the weapons there. So unfortunately, there's not much of a way to really kind of take it out without taking out one of the arms. And the arms are not going to give me a very good 2-hit chance. Who's got the least amount of armor? They are both left torso. It is. Fire away.
The target is confirmed.
Okay, we're internal on that torso. The question is Paradise going to ride this one out, or is he going to be taking a little bit of a break soon? Oh, that's a little... There's some wonky bugs there. Oh, we've got him on the run.
Confirmed.
Kinda.
Copy that.
I can see you from here. We're going to toggle the LRM-20 this time. We're going to drop the AC-20, actually, since I'm out of the water, and it'll let me avoid the refire penalty.
Engaging target.
That is a lovely light show. Lots of explosions.
Aye, aye.
Apex, do you have line of sight on that target? You do. Not at a great percent to hit, though. And in all honesty, I would love to move you into some woods.
On the move.
Kind of keep you somewhat close to the waterline still, just in case you need to get down there, but... Perfect.
Copy that.
He's unsteady. Let's see
Awaiting
if Paradise can bring the rest of the pain here.
Have no doubt, it will be done. He's going down.
Not enough to unsteady, but both torsos are showing a lot of daylight through that armor. That looks like he's gonna try to take him down and really do it. Oh!
That wasn't good.
Paradise survives, and
Reporting.
just because I can. I don't want to hit the rear armor. I want to hit the... Yeah, the right armor would be pretty good. Now this is just plain silliness on my part. I should not be doing this. But I've got the ability. Yep, lost the leg as a result of the jump, but the nice thing is...
Commander?
That is everything I need. 67% on the center torso. I should be able to finish this, hopefully.
Target locked.
And down we go.
Enemy down.
Yes, I know,
My mech
structure
heating up.
damaged. Alright, so that was a fun little bout. Okay, so yeah, we did lose the Battlemaster and probably about 90% of the Victor's armor. A good bit of the Atlas along with him. But it looks like that was about it. Everything else, heck, the Awesome came out completely unscratched in this case. That's full armor there. So I definitely can't complain about that. Wow. Meanwhile, of the enemy forces, yeah, not a lot left. On the upside, all the Actually, hang on, no. If this were salvage, what would I be looking at for the Victor? Oh, nope, the salvage would work perfectly because I do still have the intact left leg of the Victor, so I could salvage that and stick that on the one that I blew up in the DFA. So, awesome stuff there. In fact, right torso on the Victor. Yeah, I still have all that, so the left side's completely gone. Anyways, just kind of looking at that from the standpoint of if this were a campaign. Again, I don't really know what's going to be up for those rules. It'll be interesting to see what they decide to implement this time around. Anyways, thanks for guys for watching. I'll catch you in the next episode of the BattleTech Beta.